Coming up on Oakdale Update, we're going to tell you about Oakdale Business Showcase. We'll take a look at a beautiful new addition to Oakdale, and we'll give you some important code reminders. Stay tuned. Oakdale Update is straight ahead. Hello and welcome to Oakdale Update. I'm your host, Frank Orsello. This is the City of Oakdale's news and information program about your community. The Oakdale Area Chamber of Commerce and the City of Oakdale are putting together their first annual Oakdale Area Business Showcase on Saturday, October 31st at the Prom Center. With me today to talk more about the Business Showcase are Jodi Christensen and Bill Burns from the Oakdale Area Chamber of Commerce. I want to welcome you two to the Oakdale Update program.
Well, thanks for having us, Frank.
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
Okay. All right, let's start with you, Jodi. Give me a little bit of your background, where you work, what you do.
Okay, I work at Lake Elmo Bank. I've been with the bank for 33 years. I started the branch in Oakdale 16 years ago, and I've been the branch manager ever since and vice president of relationship management.
Are you at the Lake Elmo store or the Oakdale store?
No, Frank, you weren't listening to me. I said I was at the Oakdale office 16 years ago.
I wasn't listening because I'm getting ready
like
for the next
husband.
question.
No, I'm at the Oakdale location.
You always have been, I think, too, haven't you?
Well, I started at Lake Elmo, and since it's only been open for 16 years, then I moved over to the Oakdale office when it opened.
We love having you there, too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And Mr. Bill,
nice.
and Mr.
Yes.
Bill, I'd appreciate if you tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, Frank, I've lived in Oakdale for over 30 years.
I've lived in Oakdale for 54.
Fine.
Yeah.
I never thought it was over 50 years, Frank, but 54 if she wants to go with it.
Okay.
So I've lived in Oakdale for only 30 years, and I've got my own insurance agency in Oakdale, and it's the only location, so I'm not in Lake Elmo. It's in Oakdale.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Yep. So raised two kids. They all went to Tartan, as Jodi's kids did also.
And I did.
Yes, and being president of the Oakdale Area Chamber, we just love being in the whole community.
You know, this is an aside from what we're here for, but you two people have really contributed a lot to the City of Oakdale, and I want to thank you for all you've done.
Oh, thank you.
That's just as an aside.
Well, Frank, I mean, without your lead, we couldn't have done
I understand
any
that.
of it.
I understand that.
Grandpa Frank.
Who cut your hair, by the way?
All right, listen. All right, I want somebody to explain me, and I think I'm going to ask Jodi.
Okay.
What exactly is the Oakdale Area Business Showcase? What is that?
The showcase, well, it started out of the thought that we really need to show people that Oakdale is a great place to not only live, but it's a great place to shop and come to dine and to work. So all of those pieces together, we have a lot of great businesses in the City of Oakdale. And so I went to Bill at one point and said, you know, we should consider doing a showcase and letting people know what's in the area. Not just Oakdale, but we're right across the street. My office is right across the street from Lake Elmo, and it's right on the cusp of Woodbury. So all those surrounding communities also. And Bill and I talked about it some, and we decided that we were going to go meet with the new mayor, Stan Koralski, and the new couple, well, we met with Jason, who is the assistant city administrator, and gave him our idea about doing this showcase, and they loved it. And we've been moving forward ever since.
Okay. And Bill, what did the Oakdale Area Chamber of Commerce have to do with this?
Well, what it is it's going to be a large fundraiser for the chamber. And with Jodi's lead, it's turning out to be one of the best fundraisers that we could even think about. We've got the best of both worlds. You've got all the community businesses that will be involved. They'll be getting their names out there. We'll have all kinds of the community, hopefully, that will be there. And we'll be able to raise some funds along that will go throughout the community for many different things, such as scholarships, the Holiday Helping Hands, and other different ideas that we have at the chamber.
Okay. Now, Jodi, this was kind of a takeoff from a previous event that we used to have in Oakdale, the
Right.
home improvement, I
Right.
believe it was called.
Yep.
Tell us about that, and
Okay.
then how did you go from there to this?
Absolutely. The city did a great job for many years. They would have a home improvement fair at Skyview Middle School. The only problem is it was really specific to just if you had home improvement needs. So, it would be banks there, for instance. We were always there for lending needs, and maybe insurance for your home, and windows and things like that. But it was very specific. And in 2008, when the market crashed, the couple of years after that, it wasn't so well attended. Well, people didn't have a lot of equity in their homes. And they weren't really moving or buying anything. They were just kind of being, just stable and not really doing much. So then for a couple of years, it wasn't running very well. And then for a few years, we didn't do anything. And so now that things are going well and the economy is doing much better, we've talked the last couple of years, we really should be doing something to showcase what is available for people in their city and surrounding communities. So that's when we took off with this.
Okay. So tell me, Bill, what is the goal of the showcase? What
Well,
do you shoot
Frank,
for? Other than the money that you'd like to raise for
the goal is, I think, to get the word out to the community of Oakdale that, hey, we've got a lot of businesses around here that are essential, I think, for the community. We're going to have well over 80 or 90 businesses. And
Wow.
across sections from banks to insurance companies to, it's just a plethora of different businesses. And we really hope that we get the community involved, since it's going to be starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's Halloween. We're going to have all types of different things, but I think we'll go into a little
We
later
will.
on.
Please don't anticipate my questions.
Yeah.
Okay, it gets
Yeah.
hard enough to ask you questions, so go ahead.
But again, it's such a positive thing for the community, and we want to do everything at the chamber to promote it in every way that we can. And being on this show is just, I'm sure, going to be just setting us over
highlight
the
of my
top.
afternoon.
Yeah, really.
Major achievement on
I
your
think it
part
could
to
be a
get
pay-per-view.
to be put on this.
Pay-per-view is what we should have talked and negotiated about.
Now, if one of you would like to tell me, I think I'm going to ask this of you, Jodi.
Okay.
I've always liked you better
luck.
than Bill anyway.
See,
So,
told you.
Yeah.
all right. I'd like to know, what was the city's role in this? I know you went to them and you
Yes,
talked to them.
yep.
And, okay. Did they consent and then let you two guys run with it, or
Well,
did they?
kind of, sort of. It's twofold. First of all, they were extremely gracious about immediately, I had no business plan whatsoever. I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants because I've never done this before. So I thought, okay, we're going to work this through the first year and kind of work out the bugs. And actually, there haven't really been any bugs. We've been really lucky about that. But Stan was amazing. Immediately, absolutely, what can we do as a city? And the very first thing that they did is we had a really beautiful flyer that said on the top, save the date and all of the information. And the city took that flyer and gave us a full page in the Oakdale Update, which goes out to all the homes in Oakdale. And that went out in March. And now they're allowing us to do this again in September. So end of September, there'll be another big flyer, full page. And that's costly to do that kind of advertising.
Is the city footing the bill on
Yes,
that?
they are. They're letting us have that full page and no cost to
wonderful.
us, which is wonderful. They are going to put information on their website, their Facebook page, their reader boards. They've been really great about helping us all along the way with this, and I couldn't ask for more support from them and from the chamber and Bill. And
So the mayor and the assistant or the city administrator are very active.
Right.
and
Well,
involved in it.
the assistant city administrator at the time,
Yeah.
Jason, was helping us because Bart wasn't on board
Yeah.
yet. But now Bart is absolutely all for it too, and moving forward, as is the city council. And so it's been a wonderful working relationship. But we knew that anyway. That's how our city really is. And
Isn't that the truth? I mean, no matter what comes up, they're in favor of it
absolutely.
usually.
And I don't know how other cities are, but I know that for us to be able to just call a meeting and sit with our mayor, and it was really nice to see that they're just really open to listening to what people have to say, and they're very pro-business, which
Absolutely.
is great for the community. That's what we want.
We've noticed that a lot in the Chamber of Business too.
Absolutely.
Now, Bill, tell me, you are also on the Economic Development Commission, EDC.
Yes.
Are they involved in this at all?
The EDC, to my knowledge, is not. They're 100% behind it, but I really don't see the reason for the EDC to be involved much in this type of a thing. You also being on the EDC, being very active in the community.
Yes.
So, and
I'm on
Jodi.
it. Thank you.
And Jodi
I'm on the
just
EDC
came
too.
back on.
She did. She was gone for 3 years. And
I think there was a contract negotiation or what it was, Frank.
and I didn't even know she was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Huh?
Yeah.
He loves
you
me.
didn't really.
I didn't.
Yeah. Well, if you'd ever show
Well, I
up
thought
on time, it might help you.
I thought she was not coming to
Just
meetings.
didn't show up for
She was,
3 years.
yeah.
She was gone for 3 years.
Right. She was over in Somali with the kids.
Yes.
All right. What was the question?
It was about EDC and
Yes.
if they're involved.
Yes.
And right now, at this point, they're not. I know they're 100% behind the showcase, and so it's
Yeah, the
it's
couple
good.
of meetings that I've been back to, they've allowed me time to talk about it, and which has been wonderful. And there's several EDC members that are a part of the business showcase as far as their businesses, which is wonderful.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
we're,
good.
we're short a barber right now.
Yeah, we are.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Do you happen to know anybody?
Well,
Yeah.
if it's a matter of needing more business, I got
I know,
pretty.
you're kinda
I'm
busy.
doing very well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, that's
Okay.
nice to hear.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few. Anyway, because they really do good work.
I'm going to get a handicap kind of a door
Now,
for you.
I want to
Is
ask
that
you.
code?
I want to ask you, who's ever in charge of this part of it, and I'm going to probably think of Jodi here. How many people have signed up so far?
So far, we're going to do between 80 and 90 booth spaces, and what we're going to do is kind of look at the layout of the prom. We don't want it to be too overcrowded.
Is this good? You going to take half the prom? You know.
No, the whole inside.
Really?
So when you walk in, there's that whole entry area. We're going to leave that open for other things. But that whole inside, the big, large room is going to be all booth spaces. So it'll be really nice. There's going to be a lot to see. We've kind of limited it to 3 of any like business because other expos and showcases I've been to, there's a lot of banks, a lot of insurance companies, a lot of chiropractors, and we wanted to have a big variety for people so they know what's in their community. So we did limit it to like any 3 businesses, so they will see a big variety in there. So depending on the layout, there'll be 80 to 90. So far paid are 65, but I have a commitment of over 90. So it is first come, and but I'm still taking applications in case not everybody has paid and committed. 65 have paid and committed,
Okay.
which is great.
Say, how many? Is this open to other communities besides
It
Oakdale?
is. You know, we've talked to people in Lake Elmo because they're directly across the street, and you know where the prom center is. It's in Oakdale, directly across the street is Lake Elmo, and right over the highway is Woodbury. So we're saying the Oakdale area. So we are absolutely taking.
So you have had some people sign up.
We
already?
have. We've had a lot of interest. Yeah, we've had a lot of interest, which is great. So
Okay.
yeah, yep.
Okay. Now I understand that there's also sponsorships. Is that correct?
Well, you know, this is how we're doing it this year. We're lucky enough that between the prom has been phenomenal working with us, saving us a lot of money on the cost of the facility, and which is wonderful. And the other big cost that we have is piping and draping, which can be costly, but it's important to have at these events. And then we want to make sure that we do some really incredible marketing, which we can talk about too. So beyond that, whatever we make, we want to keep a little seed money for next year. And then as Bill said, you know, we're hoping to have money for scholarships in the Oakdale area. Holiday Helping Hands is a big program that we support, and that kind of stuff. I forgot your original question now. So anyway, that helps.
Well, sponsors.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, sponsors. Thank you.
That's what it was.
Gosh,
What
my age is
location
showing.
do you work at?
Yeah, my age is showing. So what we did originally is I pulled a group of people together I knew I could depend on because I worked with them before. So Bill's company is a sponsor, Lake Elmo Bank, Oak Meadows, Kim Prayfrock, the City of Oakdale. Prom Center is our major sponsor. So we pulled that small group together to start this, and really it's all I've needed. And we've actually turned down real sponsorships because it's not about making money, it's about really showcasing Oakdale. Years to come, yeah, you know, if we know that we can make more money for the great programs that we host, then, you know, we'll take it from there. But right now it's really about the event itself.
But who are some of the businesses that have signed up? Nathan, if you'd mention them.
Well, we have Hy-Vee, which I'm really excited
really?
about. So their grand opening is coming up.
That's a
and
grocery store that just is opening.
Yeah.
Excuse
By
me.
the time this airs, it'll probably be open.
It should.
Yeah.
They're opening next week on the
Right.
22nd, I
On the
believe.
22nd.
I think it's 9:00 a.m. is
Yes,
the
it
ribbon
is.
cutting.
And
Yes,
I am
nice
looking
little
forward to
plug
being
we
there.
got
The
in
Blue
there.
Angels are not going to be there, by the way.
So we're really excited about having them on board because they're a great community advocate, and we're just really excited about that. Marcus Theaters is part of the group. We have a couple chiropractors, like a bank, insurance.
Blue Ribbon Bait Shop?
Blue Ribbon Bait, fractional toy store, they're part of it. There's a, OSI is part of it.
Physical therapy, something you might want to look into.
I'm well familiar with them.
Okay.
But we have a lot of really great companies, and you're going to see a cross-section of what is available to people. So it definitely won't be boring. It'll be really fun for people. We're absolutely saying it's a family event. It's Halloween. We picked that on purpose. We're telling people to bring their kids dressed.
Oh, we're going to get into that in a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Am I jumping ahead? Don't anticipate the questions, please.
Again. Sorry.
Again.
Gosh, yelling at me.
Yeah.
Okay, now and I'm sure a lot of the locals are involved. And you want to mention some of those?
Some of the local businesses?
Yes, other than Hy-Vee and the...
Oh, you mean the mom and pop kind of places? Oh, you're putting me on the spot, Frank. Well, you know, they're all mom and pop. I mean, Hy-Vee is maybe the biggest, and maybe Marcus, but they're so instrumental in our community. But all of the other businesses that are involved are locally owned, locally operated.
Mom, pop, insurance agencies.
Yes.
The Blue Ribbon Bait, who Josh Stevenson, his local
fractional
tartan kid.
toy.
Yes.
Crossroads Properties is a great business in our community. They have many properties where they manage. They're a part of this.
Are they part of this too?
They are part of this, which is great. And just some really great local businesses. So yeah, it's going to be fun for people that way.
Okay, now I'm going to ask about, and I'll ask Jodi again because I trust her answer. You can throw something in if you want, but
thanks.
Okay, it is going to be on Halloween Day, which is Saturday, the 31st, I believe.
I'll just cut you off right there, Frank. It's going to be, we're going to have Tartan High School.
Would you like to take this question?
I think I'll take this question.
Okay, go ahead.
So Tartan High School with their drama team are going to be all dressed up, and they're going to be out in that front kind of a open area, all around the kids, just helping them out, having different costumes, and making it a lot of fun as they first come into the door.
Right.
Along with Fractional Toy Store, we'll have all kinds of different rentals, such as their four-wheelers.
Oh, really?
Snowmobiles, that kind of...
In the prom center? In the area?
Right in the prom center. Plus outside.
Yeah, we thought it would be fun to just showcase a few of the things that they have since they're a newer business in Oakdale. And then we're going to have face painters and balloon artists, and food will be available through the prom. So it'll be really fun for the kids, and we're encouraging them to come dressed up in their costume, and we're also encouraging every vendor to have candy, or if they don't want to give out candy, like we have a dental office that's coming, and they're going to give out toothbrushes. And one company talked about giving out stickers and tattoos. And
so I was hoping I was going to get a picture of you and put that in my booth, and wow, huh?
Boy, would you attract the people or what? Oh, I tell you.
Pop a little Frankenstein there.
It'll be really fun for families to make it a fun event. And we ended it at 3 so people could get home in time to go trick-or-treating if they wanted to. Rain or shine, it's going to be fun for people because if it's nice out, that's great. They can come and go as they please. When it's raining, maybe they don't even have to take the kids out at night, which is kind of nice. So.
Sure. Now, what is the cost to the vendors who are going to be?
The vendors, it's $250 a booth, which is very reasonable compared to most of the other ones that I looked at before designing this, are kind of working. The business plan are almost double. But like I said, we're not doing this to make money. We're doing this for showcasing the business. If you need electrical, it's an additional $50. And if you're a nonprofit, we're saying $150 because we certainly want nonprofits. We have Christian Cupboard part of the event, which is a wonderful thing for kids to learn about and know that that's in our community. Oakdale uses the Christian Cupboard more than any other community. So rightly so, they should be a part of it. So
I think Tartan High School also is going to be there.
Yes, Tartan High School will have a booth, the city will have a booth, the chamber will have a booth.
Right.
So we'll have lots of information about things that are in the community.
Is the chamber going to have a booth?
Yes,
Our chambers?
You're going to man it from 10 till 2, by the way.
Is that on a Saturday?
It is on a Saturday.
Well, I have to work, so we'll have to
talk to your boss, see what you
can do. He promised me he was going to come. So.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I will. But hey, you know what? It sounds to me like you guys are going to have a lot of money invested in this too.
We do have a lot of money invested in it. I'm taking the money that we're getting in and turning it right back into the marketing piece of it. One thing I should tell you really quick is that unfortunately, the prom doesn't have a ton of parking. The the parking lot that we have across the street at the bank we'll be using too. But we have also worked with Garden Angels, and they'll have a booth there, and we're going to use their whole parking ride, and we have 3 mobile vans from Oak Meadows, the Waters, and the Hilton, which will be taking people back and forth to the prom.
Buses?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Buses taking people back and forth, and so they can wait in the little park and ride area, which is sheltered, and then they can get shuttled back and forth. So we have the parking piece all kind of taken care of, so there's plenty of parking for people too.
Jodi, you have got an awful lot of time into this project, if I'm correct.
I'm afraid of where this question's going.
Are you?
What do you do on a daily basis?
Well, what do you get thing done at work?
That's what I was
Do you
waiting
get
for.
anything done at work?
I do.
You know what? And I'm going to tell you what. And let's thank Lake Elmo Bank for letting you spend
Yes.
time doing this. I
Yeah.
mean, that is as community as you can get.
And that's why I've been with the bank as long as I have, because of the fact that this is who we are.
And they understand. They know that
Yes.
you're spending this
Yes.
time and that you
Absolutely.
aren't shirking your working schedule.
No.
I think she's that talented to where she can do both, Frank, as opposed to maybe just cutting hair, where you're focused on one thing. Jodi's able to multitask.
She
and get so
is.
much done in her day.
That's you.
Yeah.
You know what? And that is another thing, though, that Lake Elmo Bank has always been community-oriented, haven't they?
We really have been. And,
Yes.
and like I said, that's the reason that I've stayed there as long as I have. And anything that I bring up that I want to do within the community, Dan Raleigh, our bank president, and Raleigh family, they're just absolutely, that's what we should be doing. So it's great.
Good people.
Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about your boss? Does he
Well,
let you take some time off here to?
He wants me focused on the community, number one,
Yes.
and the business. So he said it was okay. Mr. Burns is a very, very giving
Yes.
soul.
Kidding aside, I couldn't have done this without Bill. That's why I went, first and foremost, I went to Bill and said, and you remember this, I said, I cannot do this without you, because I can't. Because if I need something and I needed it quick, or if I forgot something, he'd be the first one to be on the phone and to know who to call and who to get help from. And I knew that about him, so I needed his help. Absolutely.
And then
We're so lucky to have Jodi to take charge
I guess.
and just run.
I mean, really,
Yeah,
this is
we
so.
were.
And I understand. I mean, I'm a businessman myself and one-man operation, and I understand that when you're spending this kind of time on this kind of a project, it's taking it right out of your business, right out of your pocket. So I want to thank you, Bill. It crushes me to have to say this, but,
But, you know,
I want to thank you for all that you have done in this endeavor.
And you hope that it goes back to the community. That's what it
Absolutely.
is.
Well,
And that's the number one. That's where you live. That's where you
and we
live
hope that we get some monetary rewards too.
Yeah, well,
Well, I'm just hoping that people come out, because we've had such a great response from the vendors. Now, and a couple of vendors have said, well, what should I plan on as far as people? I have no way of knowing. This is our first one. We can have 100, or I know at the Woodbury Expo, which is similar to what we're doing, they had 8,000 people last year. I have no way of knowing.
Yep.
I'd love the bigger crowds. It would be great.
But we'll just have to play it by ear. Okay, listen, we're running out of time here, folks.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do, one or the other, and I prefer Jodi
of
would
course
do
you
it.
do.
I always have liked Jodi better
I know
than you,
that.
but
There's no favoritism.
I
It's
understand.
not obvious.
It is. I understand.
Really?
Jodi and I go back a lot of years,
Yes,
a lot
we do.
further
Back
than you
when
do.
you had dark hair.
That's right. I was a dark-haired guy.
Hey, you guys are aging me now.
Anyway, Jodi,
Yeah.
give us the time, the place, where,
Okay.
when, and who, to,
Okay.
and somebody to contact if they wish.
It's October 31st, Halloween, Prom Center, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And if you want any more information, you can contact me, Jodi Christensen, at Lake Elmo Bank. So it's jchristensen@lakeelmobank.com, or you can call the bank and ask for me, and they'll send you right over to me and
All right.
all the information.
And that's the Oakdale branch that she works at.
I
Yes.
So
understand
there's
that.
no question.
And Bill, I got that straight now. But
Okay.
And Bill, they could call you too if they need some.
Absolutely.
When they have any questions about in
And tell
regards to
them
the
the name of
chamber
your
or-
insurance company one more time.
Yes, the Bill Burns Insurance Agency in Oakdale. Right off 15th and Helmo.
You want to throw a telephone number out at us?
No, we're good. Just
You
go-
could. They'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, okay. 612-840-7302.
Jodi,
You'll
give
give
you
me direct.
Okay, 651-773-4738.
Okay,
That's my
it'll
bank.
be on the screen even as we speak.
How about our websites? They're going to put those on there? We have that technology yet?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
we are out of time. I gotta go.
I love to
and I
see
want
your
to thank
website.
you. I want to thank you again for
Thanks,
doing all
Frank.
that you did, and I want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank
And
you,
thank you,
Frank.
Frank, for being who you are.
I try.
We love you, Frank.
Okay, we're gonna say
Reason
goodbye.
off
We're
is
gonna
a
say
strong
goodbye now.
Ah, this is kind of thirsty.
All right. Okay, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay. It's time for a short break, but first, here are some code reminders. Our first one is about tree services. Don't go out on a limb by hiring a company that has not been licensed by the city. Please call 651-730-2739 for information on tree service providers. Our second reminder is about wildlife and waterfowl. Please remember that the feeding of wildlife and waterfowl in Oakdale is not allowed. Please call 651-739-5086 to request a copy of the top 10 reasons not to feed wildlife. And our final reminder is about trash containers. On trash collection day, please remember to place rubbish and recycling containers on your driveway apron, behind the curb, and just prior to 7 a.m. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Oakdale Update in just a minute. Welcome back to Oakdale Update. You may remember last month I had City Planner Emily Shrively on the show to talk about the new pond at Tartan Crossing. Here's some more information about that pond.
It's taken many years, but there's finally some exciting changes taking place at Tartan Crossing in Oakdale. There's the Waters Senior Living Complex and the soon-to-be-opened Hy-Vee grocery store. There's also a stormwater park and pond that the city recently won an award for from the American Society of Landscape Architects.
So what this space does is it takes all of the stormwater from this 18-acre redevelopment site. It comes off of parking lots, the street, into catch basins, through pipes, and then outlets into this first basin that's right here. And then as that starts to fill up, there's a couple of holes in the weir wall over there that you can see. The stormwater will flow through those into the next channels. And there's a concrete kind of stream that runs through it that helps keep the stormwater contained, drop sediment out, slow down the rate of the stormwater. And then it finally ends up in the far end on the west end. And then there's an outlet there. Cleaner water ends up flowing out of that and then on down to Tanner's Lake and eventually the Mississippi River.
The pond also has some amenities of a park with benches, picnic tables, and a path to walk on. The pond area also provides more benefits than just diverting the stormwater.
It's also planted with native prairie plants, and those help to clean the water, infiltrate it into the ground, and then it also creates interest year-round. So different things are blooming at different times. There's a lot of insect activity, pollinators, bees, butterflies, and even after the flowers are done blooming, there's seeds, which are food for birds. Saw a goldfinch in there just today. So it's fun to watch the wildlife and watch the flowers bloom over time too. There's always kind of something going on that's different over here.
That's all we have time for this month's Oakdale Update. For everyone at the City of Oakdale, thanks for watching.